Hey, I am learning. I was going to say I have learned, but I am learning that our uniqueness as people, as individuals, I know that seems redundant, is overwhelmingly frustrating for us sometimes, and we can't overlook that frustration or pretend like it's not there, that it doesn't exist. And one particular area of frustration that I've had in my life, it may seem trivial to you, but it's been an irritation for me for so long, is not having the skills that my wife has in regard to giving gifts. Let me give you an example. She takes these mental notes about things that people like or something they take interest in. And, I can do that. The real treasure comes in the fact that she can apply that to gifting. So, for example, you might like this particular type of movie, or you might be interested in this particular subject, and she can make application on trying to find a good gift. Versus, let's just say it's uh, a I like chess, and let's say she could buy me a chess board or a chess set, and she's done that through the years, and she's even asked me before, do you need another chess set? I think you've got several dozen, and the answer to that's no, I don't need anything, but in that realm, sometimes there is an extension to that application. Maybe there's a book on strategy, or maybe there's something not related to chess at all, but it intersects. And she's very good at making that application. And I've always envied that. And I have worked hard to try to make that something that I could do. I feel almost inept at it, to the point where, I'll ask and try to say, how do you develop this? You really can't develop a knack. You can't develop a gift. You either have it or you don't. And this is a gift, and one of many that she holds. But now let's talk about the point that I'm trying to make here. Is I've spent a long time and a lot of time trying to do this, to my demise in the context of being a good gift giver. I just don't think that way. What I've learned is that in the idea of how I feel and express love intuitively, gifting is not something that matters to me. It's not something that innately or unconsciously or subconsciously makes me feel loved. But if a gift is given to me by someone who loves me in other ways, it's very precious. And then I hoard it and I keep it, and it becomes almost like an idol. But when it comes to just saying, okay, I need to give a gift to someone, and I have a hard time making that application because it is not how I understand affection and attention and love. As a matter of fact, it's if you take like the love language inventory, gifting is 0%, literally 0%. There's three of mine that are right at 30, and then there's one that's makes up the difference, and gifting is 0%. Because a lot of times in my childhood, extended family and what have you, there were people in my life who I never knew, who were not part of, any intimate part of me, who never encouraged me, who never hugged me, and they were just so like people that existed, but they would give me gifts, sometimes extravagant gifts or cash or cards with money in it. These things felt empty because they weren't tethered to a real relationship. So that is why I have difficulty in that. I don't know that I can ever overcome it. But the point now that I want to get to is that I don't have to, because I don't need to try to find a skill that's actually a gift. I can't hone a discipline. I mean, I could get better at it and have, and I'm trying, but I'll never have the innate intuition to express love that way because I don't understand it. It's not an area that I shine in. But yet at the same time, I can read theology, I can read technical data on biblical things, I can read psychology, I can read poetry, and I can almost instantaneously find a way to apply that to my life and to the life of those people around me. And when I hear someone talk and I hear someone share their joys and their pains, there's almost an instant ability for me to see how something that I have read in the context of the Bible can apply to their life as a powerful promise, or as a powerful opportunity to be settled. Does that make sense? It doesn't mean that it always works that way, but this is intuitive to me, because words of affirmation and that type of thing is very important to me. but it's important for me to share this, is that, and I know I'm stammering, I'm just talking off the cuff here, is that I should embrace the gifts that I've been given, and I should celebrate the gifts that other people have been given, because their gifts are a gift to me. My gifts are a gift to them. Together, we are able to celebrate life in such a richer way rather than always being able to do everything equally. Now, when there comes rubs and there becomes friction, we have to learn to discuss these things in a manner that is congruent with affection and empathy and compassion, because the gospel demands that of us. We've been given compassion and love from our Father. And therefore, we then can filter what we do as an expression of love through that lens. But let's embrace our individualness. Let's embrace our individuality. Let's embrace the areas of giftedness. And instead of trying to become a master of all these things, let's be who we are authentically for the sake of God's purposes, and not loathe what we wish we had. And how many poems and stories have we seen about that through the years? Let's not loathe what we wish we have. Let's love what we actually have. And that not only is concerning ourselves and the gifts that we are, but also other people. And embrace who we are and who others are in our lives as an amazing quilt, as an amazing tapestry. I use the idea of tapestry or film as a metaphor so much that it's almost silly. I don't talk about anything else. But life is a tapestry. And there's a solid thread that runs through all of it to help us to embrace the persons that God has created us to be, the good, bad, and the ugly. In Christ, unto his righteousness, we celebrate these things together. So I hope that makes sense. I hope it encourages you. I'd love to hear what your gifts are and what are some areas you wish you had that you've always wanted that maybe you should let go of and embrace something else. Lord bless.